All right. 1 hour later, and we managed to start the game. I see Mista in the chat. It's all good. So we just had to restart because the wood lines were kind of unbalanced, but it seems to be all good now. Okay, so this is game 1. We're playing Big Island, Celts against Persia. Looks like Anxiety is going for a duck already. So Anxiety already picking Celts on the pretty large map, which is an interesting decision. See, the brackets are being posted in the chat. It's all very good. So the players do have until 2 minutes into the game to ask for a restart. So we have 30 seconds left, but it seems to be all good. And I'll remove the little thing on screen after that. So it looks like Anxiety tried to go for a very fast duck, while Certain already has a duck. So Certain's built a little bit faster. Let's see, I didn't quite get if he get it from these trees. Huh. Not sure where he got his wood. Maybe a tree died and I didn't see it. So we're one fishing boat against... Oh, never mind. They're quite equal. Okay, let me remove the chat hider. Alright, how are we doing in the chat? Looks like we have a boomy game so far, which I think is in favor of the Persian player, Certain. If you guys can give me some feedback on the sound, that would be nice. Anxiety has a little bit of idle time to get his age up faster. Like 5 seconds of idle villagers, of idle TC time. I think this is an off-placed storehouse. Sorry guys, I'm just quickly checking whether everything is fine. Okay, glad I didn't miss this. So Anxiety, that villager I pointed out earlier, tried to sneak a forward duck, and he's gathering gold with 3 villagers. So his intention is to get a quick swan ship and attack Certain, who has 2 fishing boats to Anxiety's 3. However, it got scouted. I mean, at this point, he should probably just cancel it. He noticed Certain's age up. So Certain already had a galley in queue as soon as he aged up. Guess that was his plan all along. Oh no, he wanted to go for a town center, but yeah, let's see, does he go on gold? He does go on gold. Double ducks. Meanwhile, in Anxiety's place, we have 8 villagers on stone. He did scout that storehouse pretty early, but before it was even built. So Anxiety not building a ship now, while Certain's second one is already almost on the way, but the Celtic swan ships are a little bit stronger than the galley. 600 HP and 50 DPS against 880 HP and 60 DPS. So he's gonna go for the repair here, while trying to dodge. So this villager is trying to stay alive here. There's another duck for Anxiety going up. So I think he's doing this strategy, which is kind of inspired by the Mista, I would say. At the start of Celeste, I recall that Mista used to like just building ducks everywhere on this map. He's just gonna go for a fishing boat here. So fishing boats did get nerfed in the latest patch. I think they got. It says 1.6 gather rate here. It doesn't have the upgrade. I thought they got nerfed. So we have the second TC for both players. Certain is already up. And he's shooting away at this dock. Just 3 triremes. So far I'm liking Zertin's position. Villager count 27 for Zertin against 28 for Anxiety, who did prioritize a little bit more on the fishing boats. So he can rely purely on fishing boats for his food income right now. Somehow Anxiety managed to dodge all these shots whilst getting this one down to half HP. Oh my god, 5 galleys. And there's only 2.5. This dock is gathering fish. But this is looking quite dicey for Anxiety. Sound is perfect? Okay, that's great. That's great. So this one villager is trying his best to out-repair all these galleys. One galley goes down. This one ship is really low HP. The villager goes down. Ouch. So that should equalize them. Certain have an auto queue right now, trying to manage all this at the same time. But it looks like this forward position for Anxiety is quite lost. Did manage to sneak one swan ship, but Certain is quick on the repair, so it's only gonna cost a little bit of wood. It's just gonna be annoying and buy some time. Is he training more fish, more ships? So we have an H3 going for Certain, which would unlock the ram ships, which are insanely good. So in terms of the battle for the sea, it's looking quite good for Certain. Did he scout this dock? He did not. His scout is right here, but looking for Anxiety, was not able to scout that. This dock goes down. So 41 villagers against 39. We have 5 fishing ships for Anxiety and 3 for Certain. So not that heavy on the fishing ships. So he's going H3 and double stable. Lots of houses. In the meantime we have an H2 force for Anxiety building up. Did I miss anything? No, this is the first unit is crossing the map here. While these boats are coming for these fishing ships. It looks like Anxiety is giving up on the sea. Oh, we did find this as well. That's really good. Anxiety not training any more swan ships. He's just going to go for a big H2 army. He did not spend those resources to go to H3, and he did only make 2 galleys, I think. 2 swan ships. So he should have a small army advantage. Does he try to dance around with the fishing boats? No, it looks like he's just completely giving up on the water. There's a town center here defending this wood line. Ooh, immortal camps. So it's like quite a lot of safe gold. I guess this gold is not that safe. But Certain is perfectly fine just staying within this little camp. Does he have a tent? He does not have a tent. One villager going down. Villager count 50 against 48, so Certain pulling ahead a little bit. I guess that's because he killed the fishing boats. So Anxiety really has to do some damage here, otherwise it's looking bad for him. Certain is just slowly messing up. He needs to get 8 then though. He's losing a lot of villagers. Are there any spearmen? There's 1 spearman. Yeah, and he seems to be holding quite nicely. Only 10 pop behind, even though he spent a lot of resources. He even decides to go for 30C. Anxiety is still on 2 TCs. He's gonna push in H2. Certain maybe overextending a little bit. He did get 8 tent now, so yeah, this Persia and defending. Hey, Servermonia, nice to see you. Double armory as well, Certain. And he is capitalizing on winning the sea. Wait, there's something going on here? Oh, he's This is really bad. Not sure how many villagers died here. 51 for Anxiety and 61 for Zertan, so I guess he did kill a few villagers. That's always so terrible. So we do have a lot of spearmen now. They're not champion yet, so they don't have the bonus against buildings yet, but these tables look like they will fall, but... Celt's H2 against Immortals is it's hard. The Immortal count is at 7 right now. There is a constant stream of units still going on over the map, but Zertan is pulling ahead in population now. It's looking not as good as before for Anxiety. In the meantime, Zertan is just getting upgrades. He has all these storehouses healing his army. And 11 Immortals, which are 2 population. So though this army may seem a bit smaller, these are actually double population, so yeah, it decides for 30C on this gold mine. Luckily those shots hit the slingers, which have pierce resist. Yeah, at this point I'm not sure why he's making longswordsmen. Anxiety also dipping in score a lot. Zertan now 13 villagers ahead. He still has a lot of population in these triremes, or what are they called? Galleys. Ensuring that Anxiety doesn't go back on the water while he capitalizes on this. He will have to spread his fishing boats a bit more, which will take a lot of his attention because these are about to run out. 7 minutes, kind of inefficient gathering. And oh my god, there's 24 villagers here. Did Anxiety? Ah, fuck, I missed it. Not sure if he scouted it before, probably. They can just go inside and where's Zertan's army? Yeah, he's gonna be able to defend this. In the meantime, sending over a raid. Yeah, we're at the point of the game where the players will have to push out a bit more on the map to find some more gold, so this is where Anxiety opted for. So if Zertan manages to find that, he decides to check this gold mine first. Zertan actually pulling back. He does have a lot of population inside these... oh yeah, he just deleted a few of those galleys. This army didn't seem to have grown that much from last time I checked. So this is actually quite a close engagement, but he managed to snipe all the druids with the town center, which is really nice. That kind of changed the tides in the meantime. This raid was defended, looks like. 3 Azabara left with half HP. Did he find his gold mine? He did, so yeah, he should be going for that soon. And it's looking worse and worse for Anxiety, who just now went to the 3rd age. He did get Spearman Champion, finally. Just being annoying here. Don't think these Azabara can survive this. Nope. But we have 18 Immortals. Zertan playing it safe. There's a gold mine here. His main base is here. It's a nice place to put a fort. Can have like a market line later on. Ooh, this is quite bad. That's a lot of Azabara dying. Doesn't that the upgrade? Oh, what's this? So, yeah, should be checking the upgrades. Let me hotkey this. So, quick check at the armory. We did know that Zertan started this armory quite early, so he has quite a lot of armory. While yeah, Anxiety is just getting a 2nd armory upgrade. And how many does he have? 1, 2, 3. He only has 3 with his 4th on the way. So his armory did idle for quite a while, but he did get those early upgrades in, which was really nice. He seems to be going for just a lot of Immortals, which is nice, I mean, against his army. Where's the army of Zertan? Here's some Immortals. Lots of villagers dying here. But, The Asabara on top of the Bowman. Certain is still a lot of pop ahead. 94 villagers against 76. Oh, and all these spearmen dying. GiveUAnxiety throwing away some units. I think he selected his all military hotkey there. The spearmen seem to be around here. One, two, three, four. So Certain getting his 5th and 6th armor upgrades. Anxiety getting his 3rd. So yeah, Certain has the upgrade lead, the pop lead. He has the water, more villagers. Let's check eco upgrades. He has everything he needs basically. Anxiety has to go for farms. 11 farms on this screen, but no farming upgrade. And there's the H4 for Certain. One thing I forgot to check is whether Certain went for a war academy. I don't think he did. Certain is doing a really nice job keeping Anxiety at this gold. There's Asabara champion now. Oh, and we do have some Road Raiders on the field. My favorite unit in the game. So I'm glad to see that. Yeah, so what do you guys think about the decision from Certain to make that double armory really early? He only had like 10 units max and he went for double armory. I mean, he managed to hold, but was it too early? I mean, I am speaking to you from the future. There's a 2-minute delay on the screen, on the stream. So I hope to see your answers in 2 minutes. These spearmen fighting these Asabara, and they have such high damage, 4.4 multiplier against Asabara. So a really good trade there, small win. And in the meantime, Certain is just pushing up with forts. He wants to build a fort here on this gold mine, with a market. His military buildings seem to be only, but lots of immortal camps. He's going for war wagons now, which will absolutely decimate this army. And he also has access to this ship, which he could snap this town center, the armory, lots of houses if he remembers to make one. He's pushing up here. Yeah, this fort got denied. He didn't have his army there. But he did manage to find the market line of Anxiety, which was just made. So Anxiety needs this market line. It's a 44 gold market line, which is not the best. But in terms of gold, Anxiety is running out of options. There's this gold mine which he's on, but there's 1700 gold left. His market is down. War wagon's just staying in the base for now. I would like to see a Mangalel galley. He has Immortal Champion as well, which is one of the best champion upgrades in the game, making the Immortals go from 2 population to 1. I'm not sure if there was a nerf to the upgrade. I think... no, I don't remember. Oh, and big engage at the front door of Anxiety, and these war wagons deal area damage, so he needs to spread his units and not clump up like this. Oh, this is really bad. Oh, the war wagons decided to shoot the right side of the army, still doing a lot of damage. Oh, ouch, 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 ouch. There are some Road Raiders. Maybe he's trying to set up a flank with the Road Raiders, which do have bonus against siege, so if you could quickly snipe these. And there's another part of Certain's army. Anxiety coming in for the surround, but his units are just not good enough. He's down in upgrades, getting his 5th and 6th now. Oh, they're right now they're even on upgrades. Okay, so Anxiety did manage to catch up on upgrades, but Certain is ahead in age. Oh, Anxiety managed to sneak to age 4, I missed that. Sorry guys. The World Raiders do get on the War Wagon. There's one with really low HP, yeah, one with 34 HP, but did not manage to kill one. And Anxiety is down to 126 pop. He has this gold mine. He's able to get gold, which is kind of lucky, I guess. But I don't think he has an answer for this. Certain has the money upgrades. He's getting the stable upgrades now. Sabara Immortal is a really good combination. Nice Tauros, bro. And there's the GG. Okay, so what I will do first is spin the wheel. Let's see, I'm going to go here with display capture on. Spin the wheel for the next game, which is going to be equal footing. Okay. I'm gonna tell the game. And okay, can go back to the game because yeah, they know that the map is going to be equal footing, so we can check these stats. So in terms of villagers, they were even for quite a while, but then this is the point I think where Anxiety lost his fishing ships because Certain won the sea, and Certain was also age 3, so he managed to have a 10-20 villager lead for quite a while. He deleted a few, I think, or he suicided them. I think building the fort on the right side here was cost him a lot of villagers. The current units is not as useful because there's 2 pop units. Overall quite nice. When I play it, it's just like all over the place. From this graph we can see how low the players kept their resources, which is quite nice. It's looking quite good. You want to be as low as possible, spending all your stuff. Certain getting 3000 stone at the end. He could have built so many forts. We may have almost seen a wonder there, I guess. He almost had the resource. And yeah, outgathering Anxiety by 5k. Only one more tech. But I think this is a really important graph. So the trades Certain mates were a lot more efficient than Anxiety, even though these units don't take into account the population that the units cost. So the units Anxiety killed were often 2 pop, so you would expect a 1-to-2 ratio for this to be even, but Certain killed almost 3 times the amount of the units he lost. So good trades, good game. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Okay, 2. That's 1. Okay, that's all good. Mongolian galley. Yeah, sorry, it's hard to pronounce that word. Alright, so welcome everyone to Equal Footing. I do have the chat hider here. Let me scroll this down a bit so it doesn't peek over it or behind it. I'm keeping the chat open for the first 2 minutes because the players can restart the game for the first 2 minutes. So one thing you can do with the Egyptians is kill these deer with your villagers, because you can kill them instantly. The first two shifts, which are the Greeks and the Egyptians, have villagers that have instant animations for killing deer. So doing this is especially useful for Egypt because the scout is different from the other scouts. It doesn't have a sword, it has a javelin, and it attacks a bit slower. So you kill them in one hit, but with every scout. But the Egyptian scout attacks a little bit slower. So it's always interesting when you play Egypt whether you want to prioritize scouting the map or killing another hand. So we see Zertan killing a second hand, while Anxiety has found his hand, but he decided to scout more. I know Anxiety likes his sheep. Maybe he's trying to find some, but since there's boars on the map, they're not here. Okay, so both players not going for any early wrecks or anything. Just 7 on food. Not sure what this is about. This is too much on food. Yeah, it did move to wood. Okay, so the 2 minutes passed. Now the players wanted to restart. Yeah, it looks like players are just gonna go for TC first. So we have some downtime here for me to check the chat. Is the Mista still in here? Looks like the Mista left us. Rip. There was a nerf to HP in Immortal Champions, okay. So if Anxiety starts to decide on playing Persians, I will know that there was a nerf to them. So interestingly, Anxiety empowering his stone, a little bit more gathering rate. He will have a little bit of conservation on the stone mine, so it won't deplete as fast, but on the other hand his villagers will train 1.8 seconds longer. So Anxiety did manage to age up a bit faster, but he does not have the food. He does have the food for Hansa. They're starting it at the same time, so that's all good. I think this boar is inside of TC range. Should right click it. I don't like this actually. I would prefer the faster villagers. He wants to do something with this villager. Get a second hand. Oh yeah, he wanted to go here, but he realized. Got some priest action. Oh, it's for his TC. So, oh, this is a really nice place for TC. Did not leave the gap, but he does have the gold on the corner, so I like this position. There's a few deer here. You might need a storehouse here. There's these two boars. Anxiety as a hut. He does have the two boars, but he could have made it here maybe. I think you can make this efficient if you place it in between here. I'm not sure. I haven't been playing this game for a while. Does he have a? Oh, he did have a second. So he sent his first priestess to empower the town center and making a second one for his first town center. And Zertan only training his second priestess now. So let's see. Looks like Anxiety did drop some villagers. He's about a quarter of a villager behind, which is no big deal. Both players opening stables. Oh boy. So in Egypt Mirrors we've recently seen a lot of Rex play. A lot of people like Eerie like to go for loads of Rexes and just basically make no camels. whilst before the meta was to make loads of camels. I like to play EVE like this as well. It looks like we're gonna have camel wars. Yay. So I guess one thing to look out for is when the players are gonna make their armory. Because you can hit some nice timings when your armory upgrade finishes. So one thing about camel against camel is that it's really swingy. Camels have multipliers against each other and they don't have a lot of health. We even nerfed their health at the start of Celeste. So as a result, they kill each other really fast. So if you don't pay attention for 1 second and you have a bad position, you could lose the game right there. So these boars are in town center range. Oh, he did kill one. Not sure why they're not just killing these boars. Triple stable. Triple stable. And they're just content to defend. I hotkeyed the villager as well. This is why I don't play. So it looks like Zerton is maybe macroing a bit better. Nah, not really. Just population in queue. Just really even right now. Both players playing pretty safe. Maybe because of how swingy camel against camel is. So Zerton checks out the camel count from Anxiety. One thing I should check is whether they scouted each other. I've been watching a bunch of Anxiety streams and wasn't too impressed with his scouting, but he did scout the first two stables. It's important if you scout a transition to Rex units, but that's not the case right now. So we do have this armory for Anxiety that I was talking about. He's getting the armor upgrade first, which I think is better. And instead of Zerton is going for a fourth stable. Which is surprising to me. Scouts being bullied. They still have a lot of HP on their scout left. Okay, so here we go. Getting some scouting information. He did not scout these two. So he knows about all the 4 stables right now. Oh, really nice. Getting 1 villager. But Zerton reacting with his full army at first, but then he saw it's only 2 camels, so he split off 4 camels. So it's just really nice. So in case the full force of Anxiety is suddenly here, he doesn't have his entire army here. Going for some watch posts. Zerton likes to put his watch posts here. Wouldn't be surprised if he slaps down another one here somewhere. Okay, so Zerton did get his armory. I think I just missed it. Anxiety has timing right now. He's up 1 armory upgrade. Not sure if he realizes it. You could check the stats of his of Zerton's camels right now. And see that they are not upgraded. So Anxiety getting the stable upgrade. Should really prioritize this. He can get it right now. He's ahead in upgrades, which is so important, I'd say. 20 camels against 25, so he does have 16 here. How many camels are there? 29 here, 20 here, 17 here. Oh my god, if we can get this around. Anxiety has so many camels. He's up 20 pop. Oh no, oh no. Get these other camels in here. Decides to go for the flank. Certain notices it. Oh, he can get some free hits. And he does have the speed upgrade already, so he can just chase these down. Up 30 pop right now. Does Certain have the speed upgrade? He does not. Ooh. And so Certain did have his army begin. 23 against 21. Anxiety has the defender's advantage, faster reinforcements, and he has the defense upgrades while Certainty attack. So he lost that fight pretty hard. It's down 40 pop now, Certain. He did get vision on this side of the map. But yeah, this is just how swingy camels are. It's right now really hard to get in. Ooh, nice job trapping those villagers. Ooh, they all but one managed to survive. Ooh, is to pay attention. Certain getting some free hits. And Certain is up one upgrade, I think. Yeah, Certain is up one upgrade now, but he's losing his two stables. He's down a lot of population. 17 camels against 30. Losing lots of villagers. He is getting a nice position, I would say. 66 villagers against 60, so he did lose a bunch of villagers. He should have used his priestess to heal. That makes such a difference. Oh, but he did go for 2 wrecks in the back, so he's gonna be able to hold on for now. But he took a lot of economic damage. 4 other villagers in the town center. Become the champion spearman. And this is the point where Anxiety should realize that he needs to get out. He was aging behind us as well. Oh, he's fighting spearman. He's going in for the kill, man. We have 25 camels against 5, but there's 11 spearmen now. He doesn't care, man. He just wants to fight. Can he do it? 13 camels. Oh, this is not the fight you want to take. So he was up by like 60 pop, now he's up by 40, so he's also in age 3, so he can just make chariots now. While Certain has these Rex units, he did pull the priestess from his town center to help. Let's see what the chariot count is at. Ooh, it scout is 19 villagers. So that's a third of the economy of Certain is right there. Where are the chariots, man? Oh, there's 3 here. Let's see, did he scout this one as well? So Certain is gathering out quite far on the map. Quick villager count 78 against 63, oh my god. Anxiety did get his town center up. He's pushing in the front now. Certain seem to have transitioned completely to Rex units. He has 3 barracks, 1 stable. The stables did get killed. So Anxiety will have the fast army. Oh, never mind, he does build Rexes of himself. Of his own, I mean. He's no longer empowering his town centers. I think Anxiety likes to use his select all military hotkey, and that does include priestesses, so just idling in the middle of the map. Ooh, 8 villagers getting caught, and yeah, I think they're all dead, man. I mean, Certain's army is slow. He doesn't even decide to defend it. He can't defend it. Champion X-Men in the queue. 61 villagers against 90. Ooh, and he did scout this out, which is quite nice, but he doesn't really have any camels to raid with. Just decides to push in. We have an army of... Hello? Just 3 chariot archers, so... Not so good. It seemed like his stables have been a bit idle. Only 4 camels. Does he have the champion upgrade?
Yeah.
I think at this point it's worth for him to invest in the champion upgrade. 10% health, 25% pierce armor, range bonus damage, and oh my god, what's going on? Okay, I guess both players are a little bit rusty. I know Anxiety practices a lot for the tournament. He's been streaming a lot. Oh, we did solidify this position with a fort. And there's 15 champion X-Men on the field. I don't know about this army. 36 champion spearmen, 30 slingers, 15 champion X-Men. He does sling attacks, so these chariots will die. Nicely pulling them back. We still have 10 spears. And oh my god, those camels melted on the spearmen. Really good trade for Zertan, who's now ahead in pop by 15. Anxiety has the 1 elephant raid. Let's go, boy. Only 6 speed. He's slapping the guy on the ass with the spear so he goes faster. So Zertan decides to push. In the meantime we have, I think, the 3rd and the 4th army upgrade for Anxiety being researched. You just have to pull back. The armory for Zertan is his 3rd one. So they're about even. He's deciding to send his elephants just inside the base, and there's X-Men to deal with this. There's also 2 spearmen. But this is where the real battle is happening. Anxiety has an empty queue. Zertan has an empty queue. Maybe overextending a little bit here. Anxiety retaking the pop lead. Still making so many camels. I mean, I would just make chariots, man. Looks like Zertan is out of gold. Where does he go for gold? Oh, here. Okay. Decides to secure this position. Yeah, these elephants. Elephant flank hype? I don't know. I feel he's throwing away these elephants. They're not cheap, man. They're not cheap. He is coming in with an army of 20 champion X-Men. Getting more armory upgrades. I think he's had an armory. Yeah, he's had an armory. Oh my god, this is the no, this is the 2nd one? He's gonna be knocking on the front door. Throwing away some more elephants. But oh my god, look at the population difference. Army for Anxiety just going in. Some sneaky rams on their way. Decides to go for the houses, which at this point isn't really hurting Zertan, because he has 40 population to fill. And oh my god. Armory goes down. How much production does Zertan even have? He didn't add any other production after those 3 barracks. And he did lose those staples, so maybe during this game he did not have sufficient production. Because yeah, this is looking quite bad. And there's GG. So first things first, let's go here. No, let's go here, I mean. Let's put on the display capture. Got the next map. Which is going to be Arabia. Chat on. All right. Is the chat hard in front? No. Okay. That was an interesting game. Camel Wars turning into rack spam for certain, but Anxiety only making a few chariots, and still with his own champion X-Men, he was able to pull it off and equalize the series. So we will have Arabia next, and both players already played Egypt, which would be my guess on their preferred civ. So if we take a look at the current villager population, it was really equal until about 11 minutes into the game. I'm not sure what happened here. It seemed that the line for Anxiety isn't getting really much steeper, so he didn't really utilize that 30C. It was just that he was able to kill so many villagers. I think this dip, this big dip we see here, was when those 8 villagers got caught out here on the right side. But there were some more villagers. I think this was the first push. Yeah, there was his first push in the base of Certain with the camels killed a bunch of villagers, so Certain was never really able to get back in the villager count. Anxiety just also making a lot more buildings. Thinking that it's so much more production as well, with more upgrades. Okay, so we do have this civilizations for both players. And oh my god, he outgathered him by 11k. That's actually really huge. Should check the eco upgrades. So all H2, not much H3. Anxiety had a bit more H3. Certain did have the gold upgrade for H3, which is nice. Yeah, I think both players are ready. Let's just a little small tech advantage and killing so many more units. Okay, let's just get into the next game. Which is going to be played on Arabia. So we know that Certain already played Persia and he already played Egypt, so well, you can guess that he's going to play Babylon. And Anxiety didn't play Persia yet, so he's going to pick the Persia right here. Let's update. Oh, no, it's this one. I almost put 2-0, but no, it's 1-1. I'm not sure if I updated the score on the other screen. My apologies if I did not. Check that out. I did not. Sorry guys. I have this checklist of stuff to do on my other PC, but I don't have it right now. Might forget this again during this series. So it's 1-1. There we go. Oh, some idle TC time already from Certain. Wait, what? Wait, he did train his but he does have a restart possibility for the first 2 minutes. Yeah, so we're playing Arabia. Babylon for Certain against Persia. Did manage to find a lot of goats already, which is really nice. Did not get the picker's gloves yet. Certain trying to find a hunt. Oh, he already found a hunt. So many goats going to Anxiety's base already. I know he pays a lot of attention to finding the goats, sometimes a little bit too much when he streams. It's like losing Spearman while finding 2 goats in the corner of the map. But right now it's paying off for him. He already got 6, which is I think that there are 100 food each, so 600 food extra. And Certain decided to kill a hunt. I killed 2 hunts even, which allowed Anxiety to scout a bit more. See how many viewers we have. 14 viewers. Not bad. What's up, guys? Oh, Casper in the chat. Oh, and Mista is back as well. Hi, guys. Okay, so we do see that the gold mines are fair. So we're 2 minutes into the game. So let me lock this game in. Anxiety is scouting out Certain. Anxiety is already going for Edge 2. Certain's build is not the best, I'd say. He already has a lot of wood. He's forced to only have 2 on wood right now. You have to walk a long way for these villagers to be gathering, so I guess that's why he was a little bit put off. But I mean, it's all good. Anxiety got his hands out a little bit earlier. But we'll see on the TC timings. Resources are looking quite good. So in terms of TC spots, this is quite nice, but it's a bit in the back. So one thing Anxiety has going for him is that he has a really nice spawn for a market line. Basically, if he thins down this a little bit, then he can have a really nice market line. Oh, can I get the knight? He can. Oh, that's really good. Oh. So where Anxiety should have been doing the same thing on the other side, but look at this. Would not be surprised if... yeah, he couldn't get it next to the gold mine. It's nice. So, if Anxiety slaps down a market here, he can trade really nicely and really safely. Like the caravans will be walking around the back, whilst for certain they will be walking around this wood line. This wood line is not the best either. And then there's this wood line, which he's gonna cut through before markets become relevant. But nothing to restart the game over, but still interesting to note. So he did delay Anxiety's town center a little bit, but still Anxiety was able to get it a bit faster. So Anxiety getting handsaw faster, getting this faster. Certain going for pickaxe already. So he's looking to get a bunch of gold, which could be for farms, gardens I mean, which I would expect, but he could also try and go for a faster H3. So Anxiety slapping down his stables in between his 2 sound centers, but Certain scout heroically in between the 2 town centers manages to scout this. So let's see how does he respond. Anxiety trying to scout buildings. He could afford a gardener right now, but he's going for stables first. Double stables for Anxiety even. So there is this second hunt. Oh yeah, but there's this bug. Dead. Getting the upgrade as well. Certain may be looking for H3. I think he's going for H3. Mounted archers against the Asabara. He's balancing his resources around 300, 300, 300. Which is the cost of the edge ups. So here we go. Going H3. He's got a lot of guys on food as well. Holy cow, 11 guys on foot. So the gold was for faster edge up, but he's still getting gold. Got the Delphic Talisman going on. 2 Asabara trying to do some damage. And these are not to be underestimated. Oh, he's fighting back with villagers. So this villager pace with his life. He's actually deciding to fight. You cannot micro this easily. I think it was a misclick. It's going back for more. Okay, so did he get 8-10 at home? He did get 8-10 already. Which is really nice. Going for some more food. So this is the point where Anxiety realizes that Zerton has gone for H3. But he's gone for an H2 build. So it's kind of like the Big Island map. Big Island game where Anxiety went for more heavy H2 play compared to Zerton going for H3. So what else is Zerton getting from H3? There's a bunch of juicy vigor attacks you can get. Actually these ones are H2, but I think this one is pretty good pharmacology. Anxiety again getting horsemanship quite fast, which gives more movement speed, snare resistance. And he's just gonna play standard Anxiety style. Constant stream of units flooding in. So he does manage to get this stable, I think. Where's this barracks? Oh, it's still... There's one spearman. So this army will soon be including spearmen, which these Persian spearmen are just so good. 3.5 times multiplier. So on the other side there's 3 spearmen for Zerton. These bowmen do have multiplier against the spearmen, so if he decides to focus them down, we could do some damage. There's mounted archers on the field. So Zerton did decide to go for that one barracks to be safe. Well, relatively safe. He did lose a bunch of buildings. It's down a little bit in population. Villager count dead even on 52. No 30C yet, unless I'm missing. He did get a lot of stone. Wait. No, he this. What did he invest stone in? I'm missing some. Oh yeah, here's the town center. There we go. Okay, my math was going crazy, but he does build this third town center really defensively. Oh no, he can't deny that. Just gonna push in, but there's soon gonna be a third or second level H3 town center with just 32 DPS, quite a lot. And we're again at the point where Anxiety has to make something happen because he's deciding to go for the aggressive, not economy build. I'm surprised there's not a single garden yet for Zerton. I mean, the first few are quite cheap, 50-50 for just one. I think he just wants to hold out now. He already went greedy on getting the H3, and this is bad. Ouch, 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 ouch. That's a lot of units going down. Anxiety saw that and he's like, let's go boy, I'm going in. Basically got this game won from here. Still is only 10 pop up. Zerton down a bit in score, but that's mainly because, partly because there's some floating of wood, I guess. I don't know, the spearmen are on the mounted archers. They're hitting the mounted archers, so not really doing a lot of damage. I want to get the spearman count for Zerton, but they're dropping really fast. There's 3 spearmen left. And oh my god, this engage was not good for Zerton. I think the position was a little bit better for Anxiety, even though it was not optimal for both. Acorn. But there's 15 Asabara, so the anti-cav is going to be so important. 6 mounted archers left, only 1 spearman. So whether Zertan will be able to hold here depends on whether he can deal with these Asabara efficiently. 8 mounted archers. There's just a constant stream of Persian units being over the map. So Zertan losing again military buildings. Last time he didn't add nearly enough. Now he's already adding 3 stables. Ooh, and oh my god, I didn't realize there's 27 villages here which have been idle for so long. Anxiety's army now kind of split. He is getting hits on these villages as well. Well, these are repairing the town center and going H3 behind this. Something that Anxiety likes to do. Just when fighting. I'm not sure, I think he could have closed the game out here. Maybe if he prioritized more on units. Oh my god, these villages are so low. Well, we know there were 29 of them. Let's see how many remain after he cleans this up. Looks like he will be able to clean this up. Anxiety being kind of sloppy with his units. Just going H3 at home. Pop count is getting more even. So 9 villagers died. We're looking at 80 against 70 villagers. So yeah, it's 10 ahead, but on the other hand the villager counts are so high right now. He's still going in. I kind of want to check the armory. I don't think any player has an armory yet. Seeing the ox cards, which is just really annoying. Okay, I'm gonna quickly check Anxiety's base. He does have an armory. He has 3 armory upgrades. Where's Zertan's armory? There is no armory for Zertan. Okay, that's quite huge actually. Getting a Sabara champion, which is also just so huge. But that what once was 15 Asabara is now 1 leader of the pack. He did see those villages going out there. Spreading them. Let's contain the gold. Okay, his attention is on the base of Anxiety, but okay, so we're now at the point where there's a pretty big mounted archer count. More villagers dying. But I think the push for Anxiety is kind of over here. These units are dead. Should probably just focus 1 villager. He is. Does he get it? Yes. 1 more down. 1 spearman trying to get the 270 HP ox card. Not gonna happen, bro. Looks like scout for Zertan died. So both players no markets yet. They're forced to gather from this gold, this gold. So this is where the advantage that Anxiety has in terms of the spawn for markets will come into play. Building forward a few stables. I think at this point it's maybe worth it to get some Spara bar in there. Shield wall, anyone? Nice impression, yes. I've been practicing my Anxiety impression like 1.5 hours before the game. So hero villager did manage to pull off the vision, which is pretty important on this map, just getting some control. Looks like this lion killed a storehouse. Oh no, they're going to. Oh, we have Takabara. We actually have a lot of Takabara. I like this. How many Takabara do we have? 7. Oh yeah, there's control click in the game, of course. Look at this force. I can't help but feel that Zertan's army is a bit larger. He's only at 74 villagers against 95 for Anxiety. Anxiety is... they're about even in pop. Anxiety is about 10 down, I guess. But he's up 20 villagers, so... Oh, killing the ox cart here, which is so annoying if you're playing Babylon. It has to be the most frustrating thing in the game. Losing your ox cart and you have to train one from your town center again. So these 5 Asabara. Oh no, there's a gap here, I didn't realize. Pushing in here. Because it does have Spearman champion as well. No Bowman champion, which is not that important. Losing some more units. Anxiety has to be careful here. He did add a second armory, so he's getting loads of upgrades. Surgeon just getting his first 2 armory upgrades, which is quite late. 17 minutes into the game. So, ooh, these Takabara are getting so much damage onto the mounted archers. Hitting the house now. There's a mounted archer right here, man. Stop hitting the house. It's gonna take 8. Oh no. Oh, and once this one Lancer dies, oh, they're doing so much damage. Certain should just honestly maybe build some shield barrels or some infantry. Probably spearmen are better. Because if there's no tank line and these 13 Takabara can hit the mounted archers, that's just so bad. Meanwhile getting some more map control. Yes. Forced to go for this gold mine. Oh, this is looking bad for Anxiety. He did pull up in the pop. He's just deciding to sack these Takabara. He'll make another army, just out micro. Building stables on the gold mines, which is really nice. So he did get this market off, but at this point he has 101 villagers. So how many? Is this just only? Oh, there's a second one here. I think it's the third one. Yeah. So we have 4 caravans, but he's gonna need a lot more as the game progresses. Certain still playing a little bit low villager count, 70. He's pushing out here. 36 mounted archers. Are there any more Takabara, or just maybe Anxiety just decided to go for a more fast-moving army? And this is actually good for Anxiety. He needs less villagers to make more units, more caravans. Did get the upgrade already, which makes them move faster. And he's sneaking into H4 right now. It's not the biggest deal, like these mounted archers will take H to kill these. This did a little bit of damage, but now he's just gonna lose them all. I don't know, he's aging up, he's losing a lot of units right now. He is making some Sparabara. But right now this is the defense. We have 3 Asabara, 4 Sparabara, and there's just infinite amounts of mounted archers coming. Did he get too greedy by going also to H4? He can afford units. Make units, bro. Oh, there's some more Asabara. But I guess that's not really the unit you want against mounted archers. So Sparabara does not have the champion upgrade. I mean, when I was still playing AOEO, I really liked to get Sparabara champion with the shield ball. They tank range damage so insanely good. So where is Certain getting his gold now? There's 14 villagers here. That's all he's got for gold. He did decide to save this, I guess 300 gold. Oh, that's really nice. So I'd say the longer the game goes, the more favorable it is to Anxiety, who already has the market line set up, kinda. Well, it's a decent market line. They're getting 120 gold, which is actually perfect. If you get this upgrade, it will go to almost 150, which is just really good. And no market for Zerton. So what's his next gold mine? I guess he kind of has the map control right now. No walls. I guess there's a level 1 wall here. But yeah, it's quite notable that both players no walls, no gardens for Zerton as well. Lots of stables. There's some eco damage, but Anxiety is getting the money upgrades. Mounted Archer Champion. H4 Pierce Resist. This is just gonna be so good. And these Farabara, I'm not gonna catch them. Is there an army from the other side? There is an army from the other side. Let's see how this does. Just decide to fight it. Oh, this is bad. 8 months. Oh my god, he's gonna lose them all. This gold mine is depleted now. Certain just now getting the H3 gold economy upgrade. Yeah, he's making a war wagon. He's gonna have the slow army, but if you're gonna go for the slow army, then you're gonna have to have good defenses. Otherwise, it's gonna be mounted archers running around your base all the time. He's gonna have to build some more walls, maybe a fortress, upgrade those walls, or maybe just take the fight to Zertin's base. If he can get the slow army here, and he is doing a nice distraction with the Sabara. Oh god, Zertin really needs a market line. His gold has run out. He has 0 gold gatherers. And this is what I was talking about. Losing some units. This is actually really good. Where is the next gold mine? Getting horseshoes as well. This 100 villager against 66 is really paying off. Yeah, what's left at home to defend this? Kind of afraid for the market line. But then again, it doesn't. Both players don't really have that much capacity to take out buildings. So yeah, it's 5 mounted archers. Oh, and a war wagon. Yeah, but I don't know. There is some better defense for certain, but nice reaction time. And these Farabara now have the champion upgrade. They snare. So these mounted archers are never gonna kill them. Oh, this war wagon actually being an insane defense. There are some town centers here shooting as well. And he is running in this choke. I don't know, I'm liking Anxiety's position. 4 Takabara left. Now hitting the mounted archers. In the meantime, Hero War Wagon is gonna clean up. Is he? No, he's just gonna get us some wood, I think. So a giant force coming in. Let's check the armor upgrades. Never mind. Certain resigns. So we're looking at a 2-1. Okay, so I'm gonna do that first. Oh my god, this is the wrong way around as well. Great. The stream is going great. Oh my god. Just move the thing. Hold on guys, I got issues here. Okay, we're just gonna do it like this. Hope you have patience. Why is the blue thing on the right side? Sorry to all triggered players in the chat. Okay, display picture on map. All right, and the next map is going to be Mountain Crossing. So before I forget, let's update the score here as well. Okay, and before I analyze these stats, actually I'll go to the bathroom afterwards. Okay, so 2-1 for Anxiety. Yeah, I feel Zertin wasn't really able to get into Babylon's advantage of having just a crazy economy. He wasn't able to defend really well. Anxiety went for an H2 push, which was quite effective actually. Got quite some things done. And Zertan was always behind in the economy. He never really tried to go for like an early market or a market at all really, or gardens, or I don't think he was playing the eco side, which, well, I'm not gonna tell him how to play his Babylon, but I don't know. You can be the deciders of that. So yeah, as I said, it took some time, but then Anxiety kind of broke through with this good H2 army and did some damage. Constantly was able to kill villagers. He did a really good job harassing with Asabara. Right, here they are. This is a funny looking Asabara. This one got naked overnight. Yeah, villager management with Babylon was just so hard. And again, Anxiety just making more buildings as well. Not sure what. Certainly a nice amount of production, but could be more. Anxiety definitely outspamming in every game. Yeah, so I guess at the end there were mainly 2-pop units. We can't really say anything from this because of the 1-2-pop unit thing. Holy shit. So Anxiety outgathering him by 30k resources. That's insane. He also had 20 more upgrades. Yeah. Wow. So even though he was throwing away units a lot actually, he was kind of sloppy with his unit management. He just had the economy to be able to do so, and set up his market line well. Yeah, one more thing is that the Zertan was constantly struggling for gold, did not have the market. He did have this gold mine, which was almost depleted. Like, even if the game, if he managed to hold here, then this would have been the last gold mine on the map. Yeah, maybe this one, but that's Anxiety's right now. There's no other gold mine, and he didn't have a market, so he would have been royally fucked. Alright, so next map is Mountain Crossing. Gonna ask guys to PM the Civ. Change this to game 4. Alright, and so Anxiety can still play Babylon, Norse, and Greek. And it's Norse, Greek, and Celts for Zertan. So Zertan still has his Celts, so that's important to remember. It's one of his best civs. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Starting again in a few minutes. I love your voice, Sir Wout. Thank you. So we do have some discussion about what armory upgrade is best in Egypt against Egypt when you're playing camels. Is it melee or is it something else? Armor. Let's see if everything is correct. It is. So we're playing Mountain Crossing. The big lake spawned on the top. Certain going for fast dock with the starting villagers, which is nice. They do have until the second minute to call for a restart. So deciding to fish with 3 villagers while gathering wood quite nicely, but after the first 3 trees will deplete, I guess there's this one, but it's going to be quite inefficient. So on the other hand we have a barracks for anxiety. So one thing Jordan could do is ask for a restart after 2 minutes, or before 2 minutes, and see anxiety's strategy. Which is of course what I would do. So he scouts, sees the strategy, he sees basically everything Certain is doing. Certain knows nothing yet. I think he knows the middle pond is on top, but that's it. I think Certain killed again another hunt. It's funny how they drop again. Okay, so we're almost 2 minutes into the game, which means they can no longer restart. He does scout the barracks. Does he scout the barracks? He did not scout the barracks. Okay, now he does. Okay. So this is outside of town center range. So he is gonna have to make a barracks to defend this. Well, there's already 2 spearmen up and he's trying to buy some time, but He needs to get his barracks up at home, otherwise... I guess he can shoot with the fishing boats. It's not that bad. I mean, they do 8 DPS. No pierce armor on these spearmen. Ooh, he's not sending this one over. It's not looking that bad for certain. His barracks is almost up. He's gonna defend this fine. But we're now at the point where you might want to slap down a storehouse, I would say. So this first spearman is almost... is over half HP. Shoot, shoot. So the thing I said about Egyptian and Greek villagers being able to... losing a villager there. Being able to hit without losing time. The animation for fighting other units is also instant. So you can just hit and then instantly gather. Okay, so this... What is he hitting? He's not hitting with the boats, which is an oversight, I would say. Losing one villager, which is alright. He had the lead here in fishing boats. And I do remember one game that Anxiety played against Steve. He went for the double barracks in H1. It's quite a poor storehouse. There's one more. Trying to find that low health villager, but he's here. She's here. He already got 1,000 food. That's actually insane. It's actually insane. So Anxiety has an anti-Q right now. Let's decide to edge up. Make a villager. Villager count 20 against 20. But that does include ox carts, which I should have mentioned last game, I guess. I don't think Zertan can take this fight. He's kind of unlucky with his spawn here. It's outside of town center range. These houses are now as well. So he's going in again. Oh, this villager is going to... Ouch. He has to run his entire wood gathering force and he's going to lose a ladder. Oh my god. 11 HP. And Greek does not have... Oh, another one goes down. Greek does not have H2 healing. So, once the villager is low, it will remain low. He's committing to this one. And there's so many low villagers. 11 HP. There's 3 like 0 HP villagers. Anxiety going for the dock in the middle pond while Zertan gets his town center up a bit faster. Anxiety stopped making... He stopped gathering stone. He wanted to go for the town center. Kind of indecisive there. Then decided to go for the middle pond. Ooh, Zertan is actually going to contest it. Anxiety has a Byrim that's almost out. He can actually... If he can one-shot the villager... Shoot the villager? Oh, he can't. But there's a second Byrim, which is already half. Did not get Handsaw instantly. Zertan also does not have Handsaw. Kind of a sloppy start for both players, but it's hard with the water and the rush. 17 guys on wood. I'm not sure if that's enough. Zertan getting this upgrade. However, back at home he has 4 ships. This one is half depleted, so there's only going to be one more fishing spot here. So it's only for 1500 food if he doesn't fight for this. And Anxiety is committing heavily. He has 3 Byrims. So at this point he can be quite confident that he's gonna get it. The middle pond. So he's gonna go for stone as well. Villager count 27 against 31. So Anxiety did kill a few. He's down 1 fishing boat. But Zertan has a second TC up way earlier, so he's gonna catch up. But overall I'm liking Anxiety's position a bit more. He can slap down his TC right now. And he's gonna do it... I don't know about this. He's gonna do it on his woodline. So yeah, I think the fishing upgrade may have been a bit of a waste here as well. It's so early into the game. Yeah, so this is champion mode PvP, so there's no advisors, there's no gear, there's no milestones, there's nothing, so everything is equal for both players. Like, I think you can see the level of both players. Level 40 against level 20 isn't gonna matter, it's just equal, so it's fair. Okay, so we got the 1-1-1. 1 barracks, 1 archery range, 1 stables for certain. And we got the 1 archery range, 2 stables. The 6 villagers trying to get the stables up frantically. 6 pirates even. So it's the pirates guys got to see how makes sense. So yeah, these 4 fishing boats are gonna have to search for the last fish. Idling about. Gonna give away 1 lancer. Certain is ahead in population, which is surprising considering there's 3 biremes and he's playing Greeks. Oh my god, these are idle still. In Anxiety, he will make units, but can't throw them away like that. Let's see, eco upgrades, he got handsaw, pickaxe, both sides actually. Certain forced to go on berries while Anxiety can just fish here for his food. Ooh, he's actually pushing. He's up a bit in pop. He's actually going H3 and pushing at the same time. So really good engage here for Zerton. He does have to make something happen this game, because if he loses this game, he loses the series and he's knocked down to the losers bracket. Where are all the barracks and range units for Anxiety? It's like 3 archery, 5 bowmen. And Greek units are strong, man. I mean, you can't heal them, but it's not an H2. I guess there's only 3 Toxotes. It's mainly a lot of Hyperspist, 7 Spearmen, 6 Sari. Zerton is going H3. He got Anxiety confined to his base. Making some watch post, getting some map control. He does have this watch post here as well, which is really good. Anxiety just sees now that Zerton is H3. Needs to make some more houses. Can't spend his resources fast enough. Both players do quite a nice job in this game for how rusty they are to spend their resources. Academy going up, so he's gonna get philosophy, which is a really good Greek tech, which is gonna make his upgrades 40% faster, which is just insane. You can get this in H2 already, so he could have gotten it in H2 and got this H3 a bit slower, but he decides to go for a faster town center, which is nice. Is this 1 gap or 2? Not sure. So this is going to be a nice town center. Could have even put it here for, if you put some market down here, have like a bit more gold. So Anxiety still H3, H2, just maxing out. In the meantime, we have Sari champion and Toxotes champion for Zerton. And decent force, but I think overall the army for Zerton is stronger. He has 12 Toxotes now. It's a nice position. The spearmen are in the bottom here, just decimating the lancers. The Hypers are killing the spearmen. Oh my god, this position is so good. He's completely demolishing this fight. I mean, he had the better odds, but then also the better position. But still, the pops are quite even. 16 population in production, so I guess still a little bit more ahead. But and again, the Babylon player making no gardens, which is missed, I would say. I don't know why. It's committing some villager seconds to getting a little bit more vision. Anything that goes down here is immediately spotted. So we now have some slingers in the mix as well. Some more micro. Nice position behind these buildings. These Toxotes are not doing any damage, they're just hitting the buildings. I guess one villager died. But basically half the army of Zertan was fighting there. And these Toxotes are just hitting the buildings, so... Lots of free units being picked off by Anxiety, who is suddenly up 40 pop. Not sure how that happened. Oh, he's running away, but he's running through the army. Losing so many units. Yeah, he was H3, but I guess he pushed only after he got the champion upgrades. Let's look at the army. First army upgrade for Anxiety, while Zertan is getting a second army upgrade. He's decided to focus on pierce damage, which the Greek army consists of mainly pierce damage. I mean, even these cav units, the Saracelphoi, deal pierce damage. This is looking bad. Don't think he can fight here. He's gonna have to sacrifice this stable. Anxiety going to H3. Is the middle pawn really that big of a difference? Maybe Zertan overextended, getting lots of champion upgrades and pushing at the same time. He should have maybe waited a bit more to get more units. But he pays the price. He uses a stable. Just 6 Toxotes shooting away. The more drop off, the better. Instantly goes for the more population. Really nice. I guess Zertan also could do a better job of spending his resources. He's making a transition to farms, which is also... That's also quite important. Like, there's 21 farms there, and Anxiety only needs to make 5 because he still has this food. So overall, I think that push by Zertan may have been a little bit too greedy. Ooh. And now the same thing happened to Anxiety. His range units were hitting the archery range, while his melee units were just getting shot at by 10 Toxotes champion. I like the rare gear. Like the Greek Civ is when AOEO came back, we had to play the Greek Civ without being able to play PvP, so everyone has some gear on it. I guess Zertan only played until level 33. Actually he's level 40, right? Yeah, he's level 40. Just some green stuff. Blue stuff, I mean. Very nice, walling off. And he's just got some nice map control here. But he is kind of confined to his base now. Anxiety maxed again, getting pharmacology. I forgot to check whether Zertan got any ziggurat upgrades at the end of the last game. Ooh, and Anxiety deciding to steal this gold mine. Ooh. Both players maxed. This is nice for Zertan. His Prodromos are just cleaning up these lancers. And this Toxotes ball, oh my god. I mean, the Greek army is strong, but again, this position. Anxiety being a bit sloppy. He did kill some villagers, so 81 villagers against 93. is not that important. He lost his whole army is the important thing here. Decides to go for some mounted archers to deal with these prodromus. 13 prodromus. So he did see this. The nice thing about playing Babylon is if you walk by and you didn't see this on your minimap, then you won't see the storehouse because it's an ox cart. But Anxiety getting punished for this, losing all the villagers. And on this side, he's gonna get the fort up though. 82 against 87. Certain decides to send the rest of his army here as well. No, he's not gonna be able to deny this. This villager in the back is gonna finish the fort. So again, Anxiety has his eyes on the gold. 1700 gold here denied. Certain has a full gold mine here. This one has 2000 left. You're gonna want to make... Oh yeah, he does have markets already, so in contrast to the game on Arabia, he's now going for markets a bit earlier, or at all, really. But yeah, it's gonna be hard for Certain to break this without ramps. I wanna see how much gold this gives. Missing some action here on the bottom. Oh, there was a gold mine here as well, which just ran out. 98. We also have a market from Anxiety. 45. What are these markets lying on? Yeah, he didn't place a 30 TC in a nice position as well, so it's actually gonna be a big problem for Anxiety later. I mean, he does have a bit more of the map secured. He's going for this again. He already got 500 more of it. He has 18 villages. He's gonna make some ramps to clean this up. Let's build forts everywhere. So what Certain could do is attack this fort with his villagers, because villagers have a bonus against buildings with their siege attack. Is it gonna get up? Ooh, this is actually... How many slingers are here? Oh, there's only 4 slingers. He's just gonna build forts everywhere. Oh, and Certain went to the golden age. So what? Micro the fort on top of the bowman. All the Toxotes. So, fort's gonna go down. Actually, you could prepare it. There's still 15 villages here, I think. Too late. It just does not have the units to defend this. There's 92 villages, but I don't know. Yeah, this isn't the best use of population. I guess if you would build it here, that have to go all the way around. Not ideal. Oh, really nice by Certain. Slowly pushing forward. He does have a fort now. He's edge 4. There are ballistas on the way. There's actually 2 ballistas already in the army. You can make a palintonum from this if you decide to do so. And yeah, with range siege on the field, all these forts that Anxiety is trying to build on the map are suddenly not that great anymore. It's a scary push for Certain. He's maxed. There's 3 ballistas with 2 more on the way. I mean, it's 21 villagers. I mean, he's committing a lot of villages as well to building all these forts and gathering over here, so... What I should be doing is maybe gather more, get more units. Anxiety is maxed now, but with what? Doesn't even have many champion upgrades. No gardens as well. I mean, the champion upgrades for Babylon don't really provide that many stat boosts, but still. It's looking really bad. You do need to make a K to go around the side, man. I think he's just gonna push his gold mine. And the market line. Does he know about these markets? He does not. Jade. 21 villagers aren't gonna out-repair this. Oh, nice. Actually focusing down the ballista and he's getting 2. Oh my god, this was so effective. Okay, this one ballista did live. You could mark over the fort on this one and kill it. Yeah, he's not gonna hold this position, I think. Well, actually, the power of 21 villagers, bro. Clean it up. Wow. So the town center goes down. Actually, you can build a 3rd town center in a better position now and get more gold. Yeah, I guess he's going for here. Meh. He is getting a lot of snipes on these siege. Oh, a nice hippocount on the field. Certain has a lot of population in Q. Overall, I'm still liking Zertan's position a bit more. He's in H4. I mean, he's obviously ahead. Shit, let's take a look at the upgrades. I haven't done it in a while. Oh wow, so Anxiety actually has all H3, while Zertan also has all H3, he just has access to the H4 ones. So equal on armory. Zertan just going for the stoma now. Could solidify this position a bit more, make some more walls. Anxiety going for a rate on the gold, but Zertan just has a crazy good gold mine. Even as the upgrade, so it's gonna be... Wait, it's not gonna be more? Should be more. Oh, it's still researching. Okay. So just decide to focus these siege units, but I'm not sure about 8 lancers killing almost 2 ballista. It's a low HP fort you got there, bro. So motion sensor, do you play PvP ever? Motion sense, I guess. Yeah, H3 against H4. Anxiety is nowhere near H4. Fort's gonna go down. I mean, he has 22 caravans, but the route is just really bad. He had many opportunities to build a better town center, but it's oh my god, 32 Prodromos champion. He did get the champion upgrade as well, so they do have a bonus damage against buildings now. So it's actually quite a lot of damage against buildings, not to be underestimated. It's really solidifying this position. Anxiety realizes that he needs a better market line, but it's not gonna go through this way anytime soon. So it's looking like Zertan may be able to equalize this series. And oh my god, 34 lances, but there's so many Prodromos. And they are so good against cavalry. They have high DPS, they have 2.5 times multiplier against cavalry. The market goes down even. So yeah, these villagers come home from building the market and find out that there is no longer a way home. Okay, so he does have some spearmen to deal with these Prodromos, but I mean, they're gonna die really quickly to even 3 ballista. Oh, does he manage to get the siege? Should really focus his ballista on the spearman now. He does not have that much. He has 5 grass defeaters. These 19 spearmen are doing work. They were not targeted, so I think it's a really good engage for Anxiety actually. Certain being a little bit sloppy on protecting his siege, could just move his entire army over it. But I think Certain can afford to just have bad engages like these. And we're still... He's killing the market again. He killed this market. There's 19 caravans, but... Yeah. Anxiety's not getting any gold. Stuck in H3. Certain actually going for ramps. Did not get the champion upgrade. Maybe a misclick? Yeah, probably. He's committed to this specific position. Like not here, but not. This little gap in the woods is where I shall trade. So we finally have some gardens. Ziggurat attacks. It's just Prodromus running through his base. He basically has Lancer Spearmen against Gastrophides and Prodromus with some siege. I haven't tried PvP. Okay. How do you like how it looks? So a market here. So I guess if he trades to this town center, maybe like 70, 80 gold. Still not ideal. I mean, this market line has been going for so long. It's 120 gold. It's look at the bank from Zertin. He's gonna build a wonder. I'm quite confident. The question is only how far forward is the wonder going to be, and is he going to spam the sound? Oh, he's actually deciding to push. I'm not sure why he's pushing here. I guess if he could solidify this position, he could get a better market route. Okay, so it's all about whether the spearmen die. The Gastrophides are hitting the spearmen now, and they do have a big multiplier against them. 3 times multiplier. We still have 15 left, and they did hit the Prodromus for all this time. Killing the houses. Oh, and the gardens on top as well. Oh, there was one Prodromus killed a full garden. So yeah, Anxiety lost his whole army, and while Certain can afford to have these trades, Anxiety really cannot. You could just get like these upgrades. Sell always would get these upgrades. So it's already up for army as well, and there's the GG. So it's 2-2, which is sweet for any series. 2-2. Oh my god, I'm moving everything. Right. Let's go to the wheel. Spectator. For the final map of this series. And it's Swamp Pass. Oh my god. That's actually interesting. Okay, let me... So you don't see what they are typing. Just banter in the chat. Okay, so they know the map being preemptive. I'll check that in a bit. While we look at the game stats. First off, villager population. So we did that early rush here. It was quite successful, mainly because the spawn Like, this dock was so far from the TC. Anxiety got the middle pond. He never deleted these fishing boats. His dock got destroyed, but yeah, overall I think Anxiety was a bit sloppy with his army control, and he committed a lot to forts and villages all over the map, while Surgeon just managed to get to H4. And from that point onwards it was yeah, downhill for Anxiety. Villager count is kind of even all game. I guess at the end Anxiety lost a lot. I think the biggest difference is going to be in the resources gathered. I mean, also the market line from Anxiety was not optimal. Okay, and this is also a problem. I mean, at any given moment there's more than, like, there's an average of 5 villages idle. I mean, I never like to look at this graph after I've played a game, but okay. As we can see, 22,000 more resources gathered from Zerton. More tax, and oh my god, he's also got so much better trades. So the armories were kind of equal all game. I think I didn't check him too much, but it's never really a big lead except at the end when the game was already kind of over. But yeah, Zerton had one unlucky push or an overextension here. Essentially a hero goes in the army, slowing down the whole thing. It was kind of sloppy with defending his siege, but overall got way better trades. Like the fight here under the fort was really nice. Anxiety overextended a bit. Like here at the start he lost a lot of units. So yeah, GG. Let's go to the last game. So both players have Norse left, and Zerton can still play Celts, and Anxiety can still play Greeks. So I already know the civilizations, but I'm gonna keep you waiting for a little bit longer. Zerton said he needs 2 minutes, so I'll be back when the game starts. Should be not too long. Alright, game 5. So we do have Celts against Greeks. So it's actually quite interesting. I mean, I would say Celts is one of the best civs that Zertan can play. But then again, Greeks is also one of the best civs for Anxiety. So both players are quite comfortable with this civilization, and sadly no one's playing North, even though they're quite good. Right. So just waiting for the first 2 minutes whether any player wants to restart. Should probably check whether the map is balanced. I think the previous problem with this map before it was changed was that the gold mines could spawn next to the water. So if you lost the water and you depleted your first 2 gold mines, then every single gold mine was next to the water. But it seems to be fine now. This one is next to the water. This one is also next to the water. But he does have this one. I think it's fine. It's not something to restart over. The wood lines are fine. It's symmetric. It's not the most wood, but then again that's the map. It's kind of bad wood for both players. A little better for Anxiety, who is dropping villages now. So yeah, a little bit unlucky for Zertan to have 2 gold mines next to the water, but there are 3 gold mines, so that's only going to be a potential issue later. So no, I'm not going to call the restart on this. Anxiety actually committing a villager. There may even be another gold mine. So once again, Anxiety really committing to finding these cows. He even got these 2, which he's sending home right now. Both players not making a barracks in H1. But yeah, the rush distance is quite large, so Zertan is going for a water build. What is this villager by Anxiety doing? Was this the villager that got the cow? Hello? Okay, so they're gonna have ducks right next to each other. Zertan finds his cows back. Anxiety, despite having all these cows, has a bit of idle TC time. So Zertan is actually 1.5 villager ahead already. Actually a lot of idle TC time that Anxiety must have had. He also has his boat earlier and Celts on the water. I remember when we were talking about Coastal, me and Zertan, he thinks that Celts is basically the best civ because of the boats. Did they get nerfed a little bit? I don't think so. Oh yeah, I think the only thing is the speed. Not sure, I'll check. Wait, did he not see that? Oh, it's just outside of range. They don't... He does know about the duck. Kill the villager! So... yeah, we did nerf the speed. Swan ships used to be 11 speed. So Zertan already has his second one almost coming out, whilst Anxiety, who is getting all these cows, is sitting on 1. So he has to micro or he's gonna lose the water. There goes the villager. Not a great start for Anxiety. 16 to 18. Zertan is even gonna have 19 right now. There's a brief moment of 19 against 16 villagers. So 3v2 ships now. Third one is chilling at home. Nice dodge there. Yeah, Zertan barely took any damage while Anxiety took loads of damage. Just have his third, but he's a bit on the back foot. Gonna go for the repair, I think, maybe the second dock after. But his boats are kind of split as well, so he does get the repair on this one, but this one is gonna have a 4v1. Two v1. Villager on the dock still alive. Shoot it! He's a ninja with a fish. So yeah, Zerton steadily creeping up. Oh my god, did that? Okay, the villager is still alive. Second duck for Zerton. This duck is almost half HP. And those ducks go down quickly, man. It's a third HP now. I think he's going for the repair on the duck, no? What's going on with this villager? Just wants to repair the boats while focusing on the micro. So 5v3, fourth one coming out here. This one is really low. Ooh, this one took a lot of damage. Just standing still. Goes down. 5v3 with an idle villager, idle TC for Anxiety again. So it's 26 against 24 now. Never mind, 23. And the dock goes down. Zerton, who did have the second dock already, is gonna make fishing boats. I mean, it's gold mines next to the shore. Not gonna be a problem soon. But the nice thing about this map is that it's pretty easy to get back on the water. I mean, you kind of have to cross the water to get to the other side, so it happens a lot more than on other maps that people take the water back or build towers next to the water. He's just gonna give up. So Zerton with 5 swan ships remains. So response from Anxiety is to select all his villagers. The entire 25. I think there was a misclick and go for 12 on stone. These are... So he's gonna have a super fast TC, but on the other side, Zerton already has the resources for a town center, so he's one step ahead of him. Is he going for the gold one? Oh, he's going here. Okay, that's nice. Already got a lot of fishing boats. 35 villagers against 27. This is looking really bad. I mean, he does have the town center now here. Which is okay, but... Zerton is just gonna be able to fish so much. No, didn't the gather rate get nerfed to 1.44? Double Rex. Range. No military buildings for Zerton yet. He's going straight to H3 and getting a barracks and a range. Eco upgrades. There's wood, gold, stone. Zerton only has the wood one. Which I look at the score for Anxiety, man. I mean, Zerton is just gonna work on his advantage. He's getting a 3rd TC. Could get some eco upgrades. I guess once he clicked the pool saw, he saw that he didn't have these ones. Six fishing boats. He's got basically vision on the entire coast. Triple barracks. So a giant Greek army is going to be made here, but how will they cross the water? I really like the changes to this map. Before it used to be that the shallow was like half the size, so lots of pathing issues. Should be better now. I know Carnage played one tournament game on this map. I think against Striker, I'm not sure. Seeing some people calling GG in the chat 2 minutes ago already. So don't count Anxiety out, you can still out-micro this. It's gonna be H3. Okay, so 54 villagers against 41. And all this time, Zertan is just gathering so many more resources. Got some more eco upgrades as well. Just got a stable here. So the pulling a 1-1-1 Celt style. Double armory. So Anxiety realized that last game the town center placement was a bit off, and for a market line he will need to put it in the corner. So now if he puts a market here or here, he will get a nice amount of gold. Which he is going to need. 46, 64, almost 20 villager lead. Surgeon just getting all the eco upgrades. He's also getting the farm eco upgrades already. I mean, he's just happy to sit here and macro while Anxiety has to make it happen. I'm gonna raid with the small force. These wood villagers are kind of protected. There's not much to raid because Anxiety is just sitting in his base. I think at this point Anxiety realized that maybe only high pacifist is not the answer. He's gonna need some anti-cav. There we go, so queues up a spearman instantly. Defense squad. It's a little back and forth there. Looks like these three are the scouting ones and then the main army comes in for the ambush. Oh, he actually wants to gather here. Giving Anxiety a reason to arrest us. Oh, we did the all military hotkey. No. Want some more I was gonna say inventory space. We want some more population. So it deletes all his boats. Because he was maxed. Just look at this giant army that he's been able to make with this giant village elite. Does not have long swordsman champion. He has some druids. Let's take a look at this armory and his... No upgrade here. Ooh, he's got an augur and a sacred deer for some rites. Which we've seen surprisingly little of this tournament. He's got the rite ready. His third and fourth army upgrade just finished. Anxiety is just building his armory. Yeah. I don't see any way in which Anxiety is able to hold this. Look at this man, he's 22 high pacifists and 15 Toxotes. So he does pull off the right. This augur here sacrificed a deer for 50% more building bonus damage. And he's gonna snipe the town center. 17 villagers come to repair it, but it's not enough. Anxiety is getting Toxotes champion now, so yeah. He's gonna engage here. I'm afraid this is where the game is gonna be decided. Some villagers in the mix. He's gonna build here, but There's also some units on the side. Certain even getting more upgrades. He's 100 up ahead and that's it. So Certain advances to the next round. Anxiety is off to the losers bracket. So yeah, look at this straight line. Certain not missing a beat on his villagers. Just great macro. No idle villagers either. He's going to have outgathered Anxiety by a lot. He's floating a little bit of resources at the end, but then again he was maxed. Yeah, overall just he won that. He was always one step ahead with the water fight. I think his build was a little bit better. Wait, did Anxiety I think Anxiety had some idle to sea time like this after he aged up, I think. This is a bit too long of a bar. It's like a full minute of idle to sea time. If you look at Surgeons, it's a little bit shorter. Yeah, so he was one villager ahead here. He dropped some villagers here. It's almost just a little bit behind, and Certain was able to capitalize on that really effectively. So if we take a look at the boat battle at the start, you can see Certain, the blue bar is always a little bit above the red bar, and at the end he closed it out. Well played by both players. So yeah, 10,000 resources more gathered for Certain. About an equal amount of tax. And also this, yeah, just if the one fight that happened was, yeah, Anxiety couldn't hold that. Yeah, so Certain advancing to the next round. Going to show you my Gerda collection. And yeah, that's it for me. Thank you all for watching. And yeah, see you next time I cast.